It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Walking Dead. In this video, we're gonna be talking about some casting news related to Tales of the Walking Dead. We recently got some confirmations about actors and actresses that are gonna be showing up in Tales of the Walking Dead. One of them being Terry Crews. Now, I don't know most of the other actors and actresses that have been cast. I definitely know Terry Crews. I know many of you do as well. Some of you wanted me to share my thoughts and opinions about this, so that's what I'm gonna do. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more. Alright, as always, before we jump into this, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. So, we have from left to right, Anthony Edwards, Parker Posey, Terry Crews, Poppy Lou, and Jillian Bell cast to appear in Tales of the Walking Dead. Before we talk about the casting, for those of you that don't know, because I'm sure some of you may not, Tales of the Walking Dead is a new spin-off show, but its format is very different than what we're used to. It's basically going to be giving us small, focused stories, anthologies, as they say, for stories, events, and characters in the Walking Dead universe from the past, present, and future. So that's basically the description of what Tales of the Walking Dead is. Now, I haven't seen any of these actors and actresses in anything. I may have seen Jillian Bell and Anthony Edwards in maybe one movie or one show, but nothing enough for me to comment on the casting. You know what I mean? But obviously, the one that's got everyone's attention is Terry Crews. Now, one thing that a lot of you have asked me in the past, and it's come up a lot, is the idea of The Walking Dead casting actors and actresses that we recognize. And like I've said before, it works sometimes, but sometimes it's best to bring someone in that we haven't seen before in anything, someone that's not recognizable, so that the audience connects with the character a lot more. But obviously, there are cases where they do bring in a recognizable actor or actress and it still works. We saw that obviously with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan, and even Andrew Lincoln himself with Rick Grimes. Obviously, he wasn't as well known when The Walking Dead started, but he wasn't a no-name actor either, you know what I mean? But again, in this case, it's the same sort of thing. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens and whether this works. Walking Dead is known to be good at casting, and the person in charge of casting has done a phenomenal job. They haven't missed a beat, except maybe one or two points in the series, but it's been pretty spot on. So I'm leaning towards these casting also being spot on, but we're gonna have to wait and see. With Terry Crews specifically, it's interesting because it could go two directions. We have seen Terry Crews is very good on the comedy side and playing characters that are on the softer side, but also we know Terry Crews can play a badass, tough guy pretty well too. So it's just a matter of which direction they're gonna go. I mean, everyone is expecting them to go this route with the tough guy character, but that might not be the direction. I think if they want to satisfy fans, this is the direction they're probably gonna go. Now, what's also interesting is recently we did learn that the first episode is going to be about Tyreese. Chad Coleman, who plays Tyreese, is going to return as Tyreese. Obviously, in an episode that's gonna be a flashback because he's dead. The reason I bring this up is because there is a possibility that they might bring in Terry Crews to play a character who's related to Tyreese. That might be a pretty interesting direction. They do kind of look similar if we look at their faces, so maybe that's the idea, that he's gonna be brought in to play maybe a cousin of Tyreese or someone like that. He could be playing Tyrese's brother too, but that's a little up in the air because from my recollection, Tyreese didn't have a brother. He did have a sister, Sasha, but no brother, from what I remember, and I could obviously be wrong. Now the other thing is, does this mean Sasha is also gonna appear? It's extremely likely. I mean, if they want to go the realistic route and the route that makes sense timeline wise, it would make sense for them to bring in Sasha and Tyreese and tell us their story at the beginning of the apocalypse, because they were together. Now, I'm not a fan of that story because I don't think there's a lot there, but now I'm intrigued because of them bringing in Terry Crews and the possibility that what he's gonna play is gonna be related to the Tyreese story. So I'm intrigued. And obviously, I definitely want them to bring in Sasha as well, because again, that would just make the most sense. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm definitely interested to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this. What do you think about all of the casting reveals? And also, what do you think of specifically Terry Crews? Do you think that it's a good casting or not? And who do you think he'll play? Do you think he's gonna play someone related to Tyreese or not? And also, the last thing is, what do you think about the long-term plan? Because if they do bring in Tyreese and they do bring in Terry Crews to play a character related to Tyreese, there's a possibility that they might have this character who's gonna be played by Terry Crews not actually killed off at the end, leaving the door open for him to appear at some point in season 11 as a relative of someone that the characters know, Tyreese. I think that'll be an interesting direction for them to go as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.